And even as several questions are being raised around the laxity that could have led to this alleged attempt at Trump's life, now an ultimate eyewitness testimony has emerged. He is describing how the shooter had climbed the shed while Trump was addressing the supporters. He also says that he had alerted the authorities and the security personnel about the presence of an armed person.
We had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farm and Greenhouse here. We had a party. And we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know. But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police are like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
That's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
No, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. No, I mean, it was a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it,
but sure. But it
was a rifle of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you process what you've just seen?
I don't know what to say, man. I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof.
Ankit is now joining me from the newsroom to put things in perspective. So, Ankit, if we were to believe the eyewitness, normal people like you and I who were attending the rally could spot an armed person that Secret Services and top-notch security of the US could not. And not just that, even after it being pointed out, nothing happened.
I mean, it raises too many questions to count, really speaking. And also this very animated eyewitness claim, very rich in detail, corroborates, Priya, all the things that we have seen, that we know, and on which we have raised question as well, because so many angles have surfaced. And so he says, for instance, we noticed this guy bear crawl up to this roof with a weapon, and we pointed at him and we told the Secret Service. So why didn't the Secret Service do anything? He then says that the guy was on the roof for a good 4 to 5 minutes, and so they had ample opportunity to see the shooter there, to see clearly that something something was amiss. Even if they didn't see the gun, just the fact that there is someone up on that roof, because it's not a terrace, it's not a balcony, it's the kind of slanted roof which you have in America because snow falls. You want the snow to gradually fall off the roof. You don't want it laden on top. And so no one is really supposed to be up there either. The other thing that he also said that why wasn't the Secret Service itself up on that roof, because we have seen the visual where the Secret Service's own sniper is on top of a roof on this perch, on this eagle's nest as they call it, and he's got a big sniper rifle as well, and so it's his job to make sure that there are no threats in the surrounding areas. And just imagine, this is a small town, actually it's not even a town, it's a village from what we are given to understand, Butler in Pennsylvania. There are barely 15,000 people there, and in this adjoining area, this is a football-sized field rally area where Trump was addressing. There are not too many buildings, and whatever buildings are there are very, very short. They're not really high. It's not like he's doing a rally in New York where on both sides you have super tall skyscrapers where behind any window there could be a sniper hidden. This is a few buildings. These are vantage points. In fact, it should be the Secret Service that should have dominated this area. They were not there. And he also describes this eyewitness, Mr. Gregg, that he saw the guy carrying an assault rifle. He was dressed in muted colors. He said, we spotted a khaki type camouflage up there. And then he describes very detailed graphically that they blew his head off and then they climbed themselves, and we have a photo of them on top of this shed where they've surrounded him and they're ensuring that he's dead. So it really raises a number of questions of the Secret Service, of the local law enforcement as to how they did not notice this. And remember, this is the same kind of security that you would have for President Joe Biden, because all former presidents of the US are entitled to lifelong Secret Service protection. Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, George Bush Jr., Barack Obama, Donald Trump also being the Republican nominee is himself entitled to Secret Service protection on that count as well. And so is this how they would protect a president? So this is a question that really needs to be answered. And in their press briefing also, the Secret Service and the FBI and the police had said that there were a number of suspicious things that they are examining. People had alerted them. And so if they were alerted, like Mr. Gregg says, why wasn't Trump rushed off the stage? He should have been rushed off the stage immediately.
Right, and that is why there are several calls also being made for heads to roll in the Secret Services. The topmost officers of Secret Services are now all set to be interrogated by the probe agencies. Thank you, Ankit, for putting things in perspective. But in the middle of all this chaos, all this melee, what really stood out was the situational awareness that was on display from the Republican nominee. You look at visuals as they play out. He gets hit in his ear. The bullet grazes past him. But even as he's being taken away from the stage, he realizes the significance of this moment. He asks his security personnel to wait and then raises his fist in the air in a show of defiance. The leitmotif of this election, as many are calling it now. Look at those images as Trump raises his fist over his head and his ear. You can see blood drops trickling down slowly on the side of his cheek, even as service agents surround him. They are in a rush to take him away from danger, from the stage, and to secure him. And all this even as the American flag waves in the background. These images are going to be there forever and are going to be extremely significant, could even turn the way this election is going to pan out from here.